Welcome to the Working Wallet. This is chapter 1, and we'll just go through each section. I'm going to also be explaining some of the world events and things that are happening today to our economy, to our jobs. And I think the most important is like jobs. At the heading of each chapter, there's going to be a secret, not really a secret, but most of us do not know what money really is, including myself until recently. So we'll start off with a definition, and one of the key important aspects of it that you have to understand, this is the most important part right here. We exchange our time and freedom for fiat currencies. So when people go to a job and they work, say 9 to 5, they're giving up their time and freedom to go to a place of work or business and be compensated in the fiat currency of that country. So this is where the beginning of the problem starts. So to define money, and not currencies, because a fiat currency, as we said, is not money, it has to be a medium of exchange. That means you can use it to trade. You give $1 or $5 and you get a cup of coffee. So that's a medium of exchange. It has to have a unit of account. That means that you should have a numeric value so people understand that it's a $1 bill or $20 bill. It has to be durable, which actually, fiat currencies are not durable because they start deteriorating. They're made of paper, the coins get damaged, and the governments have to spend a lot of money and energy taking back all those used paper currencies and coins and recycling them, burning the paper, taking the metals, and creating more coins. A lot of times they say about Bitcoin that it uses too much energy to create a Bitcoin, but trust me, fiat currencies are even worse. They must be divisible, so you can divide it into small amounts. So you have a $100 bill, you have a $20 bill, 1 penny. It has to be portable. That means can you put it in your pocket or your wallet, and it can be moved around easily, especially with the debit card. It is very portable. Being fungible, that is when someone has $1 in their pocket and another person has $1 in their pocket, it's the same. There's no difference between $1 and another dollar. And finally, it has to be a store of value. That means that it appreciates in value, it goes up over time. If you look at the dollar today, it has lost 97% of its value since 1917. So in this example, it is not a good store of value. It fits all the prior criteria, except the last one, which is the most important. So if I keep $1 in my pocket for a year, at the end of the year, it has lost at least 2% of its value. So I'll go into some of the story of how it all started, but then we'll cut this chapter in two. So when bartering, we first started exchanging, say, things we thought of value. So we'd exchange 6 eggs for a fish, but if I have a cow and I want 6 eggs or fish, what do? So societies came up with something that they could exchange that they thought had value in scarcity, some of shells. Then they started using precious metals like gold and silver, and that's been around for over 5,000 years. The Chinese had an interesting way of exchanging by miniaturizing weapons. There was also a group of people on the Micronesian island of Yap, That's a cool name. I like that. I'm from Yap. Which country were you born in? Yap. And they came up with a stone money called Raya. And it was a large, heavy donut, 13 feet in diameter, but you couldn't move it. So it's actually the first way of having consensus in a organization or group of people where they got together and they decide, okay, this raya in my backyard or on the beach here is mine, and I'm giving it as a dowry for my daughter to Jack. So everybody in the village agrees that now this piece of property or currency it belongs to Jack. And that's kind of a decentralized ledger of people reaching consensus. Um, so, like, the new ownership was agreed by everybody in meetings. And the infographic was created by barter trading exchange called BarterCard. So we will end this chapter 1 at this point, but I think so far we've come to some interesting conclusions of what is money, what does it mean, and what I'll do is I'll give you a link uh, to my book on Amazon Kindle, so you can go here and buy the book for $3.99. Currently, if you're a Kindle member, it's free. You can do a preview of the book and just type in working wallet and click on the link to preview. Thank you very much. See you in the next session of chapter 1.